So the new news just dropped, and I feel like it is exactly what we spoke about last night, how we're gonna get a new Sinistea regional fake form or an Alcremie form. The trailer just dropped on the Japanese Pokemon channel, and I'm super excited. I'm gonna go over this with you guys. Let's check it out here, shall we? See, like I said, it's the matcha tea. It's very traditional. If you're wondering why I'm watching the Japanese one, because they usually show a bit more on the Japanese trailers, but at the same time, like, this is their tradition, so I figured, hey, it makes only sense, right? Alright, so that's actually called a tea caddy. It's what you store the matcha in. See, now you grind the matcha up. Oh, I'm sorry, did not mean to bang my microphone there. Yeah, if you don't know, the Japan has a lot of traditions for fixing pottery and such, because they believe that when something's broken, it's not completely broken. This means it can be mended, and actually once it's fixed, it's better because now it's learned how not to break itself again. It's very I like their culture. That's why I always want to go travel around there at one point in time in my life. Oh, what is this? This got like Luigi's Mansion type vibes going on here. Okay. We already do have a name for this character, however, I believe. I think it's Poltergeist. Oh wow, what the heck? This is some dark stuff right here. It seems like Poltergeist is infecting them with something. That's what I'm getting from this. That's the vibes I'm getting there. Poltergeist poisoned the Pokemon trainer. Yeah, well, let's take it stealthy, right? Like what? You see this? This is sketch, man. So the matcha tea dust is what affects the Pokemon. This is very creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Now that picture right there, or that frame right there, actually reminds me of the picture we looked at last night of the Pokemon named Poltergeist. It was a fake, don't get me wrong there, but it reminds me of that for some reason. There's the candy apples. And actually, it's funny, in the picture that the Pokemon Company released yesterday, it should pop on the screen right now. It looks like they're eating Dipplin, which is just kind of like, what's with Pokemon these days and like showing that we eat Pokemon? Are we going through some hard times in the games? See, this is some very dark stuff right here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm wondering if the English trailer looks like this. Because it's essentially showing that they're taking the children's souls, and now it's alive. Don't be winking at me like that, bro. I don't want me eaten by you. Alright, so that's all we have for the trailer part right now. Let's jump into the actual information part of the video. Hey, so it seems like they revealed a new trailer here on Sinistee evolution here, or regional evolution. We're not too sure yet what it is, but all we know is that this Pokemon is out there eating souls, and it's not having, it's not playing no games here. Let's check it out here, shall we? So this thing is giving me a lot of Rotom vibes. It's able to sit there and like go into appliances and such. A Pokemon from the land of Kitakami. So this is actually like a tea caddy. It's not like a teapot, it's a tea caddy. It's a grass ghost type. It has the ability Hospitality, as I've learned now, which in my opinion is it's not a bad ability. It's kind of like the Pokemon. We know that it takes other people's souls, or Pokemon souls, in that case a life essence. And it's the ability Hospitality is what I'm trying to get at here. When the other person, the person you're battling's Pokemon enters the battlefield, it heals them. At least that's how I'm understanding it.
Exactly.
And if that's the case, well, it definitely is the case of giving life force back that you've just taken. And I'm kind of giving the vibes here that this Pokemon may be a Pokemon that likes mending things, as we've seen earlier. But it's also like, if you look into how Japanese traditions are, that's actually a big thing in their culture. They have a thing where I explained earlier on, nothing's broken until fixed. And essentially anything can be fixed. It can be mended, right? And at that point in time, it's better because you've now learned something from it, right? So maybe this Pokemon, as it's learning that, hey, it's not nice sucking out Pokemon's life forces away, and I'm gonna sit there and heal them. Poltergeist was officially revealed on August 22nd. We all know we may not have gotten much information on Poltergeist. There are certain few things we've learned about Poltergeist. And honestly, in my opinion, this Pokemon gives me a lot of Gen 4 vibes. And just with the press release that's been going on today, they've also focused on the 3 Pokemon that's coming in the DLC, which is coming on September 13. But they, for some reason, focused on Monkey Dory, Okidori, and Fizabon T2. Fizabon T, I don't know if as you pronounce it, it sounds very French, so I apologize on that. Poltergeist might remind you of Sinistea because especially has a distinct swirl pattern, but don't be fooled. Unlike Sinistea, the swirl isn't Poltergeist's weak point. Poltergeist sprinkles a powder on people or on food. When you consume it, it'll drain your life force. So essentially, it's like Mega Drain or Giga Drain, but you just die. I think that's how it works, but I don't really think Pokemon will go that far. It's not all eerie with Poltergeist, however. It likes old houses and mending things. This Pokemon has an old spot, as it says on the website, for houses, often choosing them as a dwelling. And if you find your broken tableware mysteriously repaired, you might just have a Poltergeist to think. Although not much was revealed about Poltergeist, we know it's a grass ghost type Pokemon, and it has the ability Hospitality. Essentially, when Poltergeist gets sent into battle, it stores a small amount of the ally's HP. Like I said, it kind of gives back to that person, right? It's like, hey, I'm gonna take your life force, and I'm gonna give it back to you later on, because now I learned that it's not how the life works. You can't just sit there and take like that, you know? It's important to note that this Pokemon might not be one of your favorite Pokemon, because it's kind of like, hey, but keep in mind, Trevant is also a grass ghost type Pokemon, and that Pokemon kicks ass. We may not know much about this Pokemon right now because it's kind of just revealed just like that. We expected more Pokemon to come out in the DLC, but this one was kind of like, hey, like this game literally is like, I think 2 years old at this point in time, 3 years old at this point in time, which I'm referring to Sword and Shield, and we now already have like a new regional form or a new form of a Pokemon that's not even like 10 years old, you know. But I personally think this will be a fan favorite later on because I'm already growing really fond of it, to be honest. It's also important to note why I said Gen 4 vibes, because, well, Rotom can transform into this Pokemon form, which is the lawnmower, and then it can go in the fan form and the heat form. It's just how Rotom is captured too. Remember how we earlier got a note on how there's a mysterious forest that a mysterious Pokemon is that people haven't captured yet or seen before? Maybe this is that Pokemon. Maybe this Pokemon has some like eerie thing going on that region where people are dying and people don't know how to fix this because the Teapots is going rampant trying to fix things per se, and it's just a more scary version of Rotom, because Rotom won't really kill you. At least I don't think so. I've never really read anything anywhere about Rotom killing anybody or wanting to kill people or taking people's souls. Quick few things to note here is that Poltergeist is actually a regional fake to Sinistea, but it's not. The description of this is very vague, and right now we're still trying to figure that out. But from the sounds of it, it seems like it has to do with Sinistea and not Sinestea's evolution. Another thing I want to mention here is that this one looks more brighter than this one, but it also could just be because it's nighttime. I personally don't think that's the case. I really do believe that they're gonna have it where one is either the chipped one and the one's the mended one. They took a lot of effort to sit there and present this Pokemon to us today, so I feel like the details in it would be, well, they're not gonna sit there and skim it on things like that, right? Back in the day, Sinistea is one, and still is to this day. I don't even know why I said back in the day, but Sinistea still this today is the hardest Pokemon to shiny hunt for, because you get a chip version and the authentic version, and the chip version does not evolve into the authentic version. So it's in my opinion, it's actually a very, very unique Pokemon, and this is something that I don't think they could have even done a couple of years ago, let alone 10 years ago in the Pokemon games. By far, I'm really happy with this Pokemon. One last thing here I would like to also point out is that the Riddler has come out and says that, hey, do you like this new R fake line? Which I feel like does kind of confirm it is a regional fake. But if you go over here, you translate this page. It doesn't really give as much information, like I said, as it doesn't really translate it properly. But you'll see here that it says Aloy Sad Tea. So maybe this is what happens when it just goes not used for many years, and well, then you get happy tea if it gets used, and if you don't, well, prepare to get your soul eaten by this Pokemon. So what do you think? Do you think it's a new regional fake? Or do you think it's something to do with Sinistea? Let me know in the comment section down below. Without further ado, the DLC is to be coming out on September 13, or the first part at least. That leaves with the question, are you going to pick it up? Because I certainly am. I'm going to try and beat Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the hardest Pokemon before that happens. So let's see if that's possible. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for all the support on the last video. Be sure to answer the question of the day. Until next time, peace out. See you guys in. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day.